So we have today we have two newcomer. So they are friends from our friend Daniela. So maybe I let you to introduce yourself to our community.
Yes. Hello, everyone. My name is Eddie. Hi. And I live in Lausanne.
Mhm. Okay.
My name is Dario. I am Daniela's friend and Adriano's friend. And I am Italian, but at the moment I'm living with Eddie in Lausanne. Me too.
So nice
Hi.
to meet you and welcome.
Thank you.
Welcome, guys.
Welcome.
Welcome.
Thank you.
So then today we have less than we planned, but however, it's good enough that we can start. So I hand over to Pa Ajahn Suchan. So then today we can learn more from the mind and distances.
Emma is joining.
Okay.
Hi everyone, sorry I'm late.
Totally.
Hi, Emma.
Hello.
So, first of all, Happy New Year. Although we passed already 24 days. And I hope that you all have a wonderful year and enjoying this new year. It's a quite exciting year. This year we have to learn to be or to do something. In order to do something, again, it's very difficult. I presume most of you probably working from home and doing pretty much a lot of things from home. And now you have to learn to be, spare some time for yourself. And this is a very important that we give ourselves something. So that's why in our life or in our mind, normally we have two sets of state. One is to be, and then another is wanting to be, wanting to do. So we have a fixing mind. We always want to fix this, fix that. And if we do not do anything, then it's like, it's a waste of my time. And then it's like no meaning at all. So always a fixing mind. And if something happens, then again, oh, this is my responsibility. Oh, this is my duty. Oh, I have to do this. I have to do that. I have to fix it. And what happens? More troubles. And then if somebody is not helping you, then you will be annoyed. You will be arguing. Okay. So although we want to be, but we always want to fix. So we have a fixing mind. And as a result of that fixing mind, we normally think a lot, exaggerate a lot, and then also complain a lot. And we sense very little. When we look at around, in fact, the moment when we sense ourselves, the moment when we sense the surroundings and environment, that moment is like complete relax. That's the moment you'll be there. Because you're not thinking anything. You're not exaggerating anything. You're not doing anything that moment. Yeah. And you may have seen when you are in a lake, there are some ducks. And what happens if there is another female ducks comes, and there will be a fighting, fighting over that duck. So our human mind also like that. If it's not happening as we wish, our mind always wants to quarrel, always wants to fight. Yeah. And that's simply because we want to do, we want to fix, we want to make it correct. But we forgot to be. we forgot to be. The moment when we want to fix and we want to do and we want to correct, and these all simply because of the feeling of uncertainty. Sorry, Janine just coming in. Okay, so because of the uncertainty of time, it makes feel that we are powerless or we can't avoid, like this time of COVID-19. We think, we thought that end of the year 2020, everything going to be fine and we're going to be new age and everything going to be beautiful. It's like a paradise. Yeah? And what happened? As soon as New Year came, more lockdown introduced, more uncertainty introduced. Yeah? And we are paralyzed. And meanwhile, we cannot avoid the situation. Yeah? It's there. And meanwhile, we have in our mind what is happening. Fight with it or flight. Yeah? Run away or be with it. But normally what happens? In the past, before the COVID-19, yeah, we all complain that, oh, I don't have time to stay in my own house. I don't have time to spend with my family. And then COVID helped you to be in the house, to be with your family. And now you want to flight. You want to go away. Yeah? You're fighting with your family, with your partners, with your children, and then fighting with your own mind too, with the thought of a flight, run away. It's too much for me. I need to go to the office. I have to go to the office so I can feel my office time. I can feel my time. Yeah. So what happened now? So we have a flight, always wanting to go. And here, so these all making us unhappy. Yeah. And that's simply because we cannot stay quietly in our own chamber, in our own mind, in our own thought. We're always wanting to fix or wanting to do like that. Whereas we, in deep down in our heart, we want to stay in our own chamber, in our own hearts. So practice of a meditation is to learn to live in our own chamber. Yeah? If we are not practicing meditation, what happens? We critically thinking. We are always in a critical thinking mode. Yeah. And we're thinking it all the time. And normally we, in a worldly sense, we think that critical thinking is good. But when we are critically thinking about our own emotions, it's not good. It's a disastrous. Because the moment when we are thinking about our own emotion and criticizing our own emotion, we basically trapped in our own thoughts. We cased ourselves into our thought in our own world. And then that's how kind of we are in our own prison. We are making our own prison. So when we are critically thinking about our emotions, actually it's not a solution. So we have to take away that thought of a fixing by thinking in our emotions. That's actually a problem. So we have to take away that so-called brooding is a problem, not a solution. And which we can experience a lot, or we can hear a lot about people experiencing a lot of trouble. If you hear people, those who have stress and anxiety, that basically they're critically thinking about their own thoughts. And in a way, these emotions, again, what happens is that the more we try to hide it by fixing something else, the emotion will show more. It becomes more. And again, the more you try to deny your emotions by, let's say, drinking alcohol or run away from your family, or do something else, then at that moment, our feelings and emotions will grow, because we're thinking too much. Although we run away, we're thinking, we try to fix it. Fixing mind is there. Now, here we have to remember that our mind has two functions. One is to be, and another one to fix it or to do. And in this case, most of the time we spend time trying to fix, trying to do, wanting to make it, wanting to be like that. And with that causes a trouble. And whereas to be brings calmness, brings relaxation, and be happy. And here, this mind of being is basically being aware. So aware of your thinking, aware of your emotions, and aware of your feelings. Can you do that? Can you be aware of what you are thinking? Can you be aware of all the emotions that you're having? Or can you aware of what's going on, what you feel? That's the pure sensing mode that you are developing rather than fixing mode. So with this, you will be connecting with your self, with your companions. So this is the practice of a meditation. The beauty of the practice of a meditation is to be aware of our thoughts, aware of our emotions, and aware of our feelings. So with this, let's practice. And then I will invite you to be aware of your thinkings, of your emotions, and of your feelings today. Okay? So let's sit in a comfortable position. Let me grab a gong. Okay. So as you hear the gong, slowly practicing. Okay. So bring your attention to the moment here and now. In a relaxed position. Leaving all your responsibilities aside. Just be here and now. Aware of your body sitting. Mind is watching your body sitting. Now take away the thought of doing, fixing, but learn to be with this body. And spend a few moments on the breath as we've been practicing breathing meditation. Incoming breath and outgoing breath. And rising, falling of abdomen. You're not interfering with the breath at all, but simply watching as you are sitting at the bank of the river, watching the river flow. As your body calms, mind settles, contemplating on the thoughts that creeping in, or you may concentrate any emotions, maybe before you come to meditation today. What are the emotions that you are facing, or any feelings? Is that because you want to fix? Is that because it didn't happen as you wish? Or is that because annoyance, resistance, greed? So in this situation, you may use the STOP acronym that we practiced in the past. S for seeing it clearly, what's happening, seeing your thoughts, seeing your emotions, seeing your feelings, and stopping. As you see it clearly, you stops here. And try not to rush to stop yourself. Take your time, relax, enjoy, or you may spend a few breaths focusing on the breath and observing objectively. Sometimes when you observe objectively, you may make a mental note, thinking as thinking, and any emotions. If you can't name it, just perceiving. If you're hearing any noise, just hearing. And the last P, peacefully being. You may smile to yourself. Just be. The moment when you smile, you feel it, you sense it, and that's how you will be. So breathing in, breathing out, rising, falling, and aware of your thoughts, emotions, and feelings. Rather than fixing or doing, just be, knowing, smiling. Always remember this acronym STOP. Seeing, take your time, observe objectively, peacefully being, smiling to yourself. A wonderful moment, a wonderful time for my body and my mind. Calmness of body, stillness of mind. With this we realize whenever we are trying to do something, fix something, we are basically trapped in our own vicious, critical thinking, casing ourselves. But the moment when we become aware and be with it, or being in the moment, we can feel freedom. So do not let your emotions and feelings and thinking traps you into the cage of your own prison, but aware of them and free yourself by simply being aware of it, seeing it clearly, learning to be. That's why we call human beings. We should be learning to be, not human doing. It may be not ideal in our world, current world, just be it all the time, but we can learn to be cautious of those moments and unplugging ourselves from that traps. Like all the switch, all the plugs that we plug in, Once we are not using it, we simply unplug it. Similarly, in our life, in this current world, we have to be in that circle of production and reproduction. And we have to learn to unplug ourselves, withdrawing from there and just be in the body and the mind. Little by little, as we unplug or learn to be, it brings more happiness, more focus. We become more composed. So learn to practice makes us to be aware rather than to be of our own thoughts and emotions, trap into our own emotions and thoughts and feelings. So rather learn to be aware of that. But obviously, because of we are not training our mind every day, every moment, maybe lost into the thoughts, worries, restless mind, those moments. Always remember we have an anchor, that's a primary object, the body, the breath, the abdomen. Simply bring it back and anchoring ourselves and settling down, grounding ourselves. Just to regain our concentration, strength, by connecting the body. And as we settle down, begin to watch the thoughts, emotions, and feelings. We have to remember that our emotions, we cannot solve our emotions, but we can feel it. So we have to honor all those emotions and allow them to speak. And that we can do by aware. I am having this emotions, I am having this feelings, I am having this and that. So breathing in, breathing out. Obviously, mind drifts away to the distractions or thoughts of the past or the future. Thought of wanting to do this and wanting to do that, or needs to be done this or that. Just watch, aware, note, and connect, reconnecting with the body. Breathing in, breathing out, rising, falling. Seeing clearly what's happening in your body, in your mind. What are you thinking? What is the emotions? What is the feeling? Again, do not rush. Gently take your time. It's like a softly patting your pets, patting your mind like that. And observing those states and activities objectively without any judgments or any storytelling or thought of a fixing or doing something. Like sitting at the bank of the river, watching the river flow, objectively watching it. And keeping a peaceful mind. Now and then you may smile to yourself. You may have a thought of opening eyes, moving legs, removing hands. Even that, before moving, watching it. And then if really needed, slowly moving it. Okay. And as you hear the gong, slowly come out from meditation. Okay. It's a mindful break. And also it's a time for sharing. I want to hear your experience, your thoughts, or your questions, whatever you have to share. Okay, so the floor is yours, and welcome all questions or sharings, thoughts. So you have to unmute if you want to speak. No one? Okay.
We were just discussing very shortly.
Yeah.
Both of us had a very peaceful meditation for once, which rarely happens. So it's not a question, it's just a statement. It was really, really peaceful. So we really enjoyed it a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, for me, despite the fact that my cat at one point was making a lot of noise, I didn't care. I was sitting peacefully and I was feeling very calm. And yeah, for once, my mind was really peaceful and calm. And I had constantly in my mind the sentence "I am," probably because this is the key for me to be peaceful, because normally I have the tendency to do many things, to control and to feel that I need to do something to be acknowledged somehow. And having this, this sentence in my mind constantly during this meditation, I am, was kind of a revelation probably for me.
Yeah, that's an anchor.
Yeah.
So that's why in a practice, whenever we are meditating, even the breath, we have to name it, or we have to note it, that incoming breath, outgoing breath, rising and falling. So mentally making a note of it makes us to be in that state, and you prefer, or you feel comfortable with I am. So that's also one form of a mental recitation. And it helps to be in the moment, in the present moment, with the objects, and you become more inclined to know other objects clearly. So that's called conscious awareness, and you're making the mental note of it. So it makes mind calms, and also it makes observing objects with a very objectively. You're not engaging, but you're recognizing it. Yeah, you recognize, but not engaging with it, and you're simply responding. I am having this. Yeah, you have a standpoint. I am. So it helps to bring mind into the calmness. Yeah. Well done. Good. Yeah. Okay. Anyone?
I liked a lot what you said in the beginning about fixing, because before Corona, everything of fixing in the house was just a side activity which you did besides many other stuff. And now it really becomes the focus, and you try to perfectionize it. And yeah, you really you cannot perfectionize it. There is always something to do. And then you run in circles. And yeah, I think I have to remember myself not to perfectionize it, but to still keep it as a side activity, and yeah, maybe take more time for myself, because this is really not enough at the moment. But now having also the stop meditation to come back to myself really helps to come also, to find to the meditation a bit quicker.
Yeah. I will tell you a story that since the COVID-19, I heard that people have emptied their garage, emptied their shelves more than ever, and then more stuff's been dumped than 10, 15 years ago. And I have met quite a few people talking on these teaching sessions, saying that I didn't realize that how many stuffs that I have kept in my garage for 20 years, 15, 20 years, and never knew those stuffs there either. But COVID-19 helped them to realize that and emptying it. So, and I told them, that's very good that you have realized things that you have kept in your house for 15 or 20 years. Suddenly you realize and you see that is not useful, and you want to chunk it away. What about your mind? How many stops you have accumulated, and how many stops that bothering you for throughout your life, and particularly all those bad emotions, bad experiences that you have kept in your mind and bothering you throughout the time, making you unsafe, making you feel not powerful, or making you feel down, like that. So take it out and just bin it. And that binning, taking it out, it's not like you go and search like in a garage. You have to search internally, and that you can do by closing your eyes and journeying into your minds, and that's how you will realize all your emotions, all your those unwanted feelings, and then chuck them out. And that's how, as you feel that your gara has become more spacious, uh, so your mind will become spacious and peaceful too. Yeah. So that is the practice of a meditation. Helps to recognize those in our mind, and helps us to make ourselves more happier, more strengthened, have more strength, like that. And with the practice, obviously, little by little, gradually we develop. It's not a one-day job. I've been practicing for over 20 years, and still I have so many stops in my head. So do not be discouraged. Yes, Janine?
So I feel the thought of Katarina. I have always problems with these feelings and emotions things because I don't feel very connected to it, and I always thought that I have other issues maybe, but I don't have anger issues, and that's what I thought. And I have now somebody who is doing my kitchen. And apart from the fact that now when I'm sitting in meditation, I start buying kitchen furnitures in my head. And I have to stop that. But that man, he comes and goes whenever he wants. He says he comes tomorrow, and then he doesn't come. And when he did that and it's the first time I have somebody working for me. So when he did that after a week or something like that, I started screaming at him and threw him out. And since it was on a law level, I cannot do that because I have a contract with him. So if I throw him out, I have to pay him, and he doesn't do the work. So normally I never scream at people, and if I ever do that, then I don't come back. For me, the subject is closed. And this time I had to do that, and I was I was very apprehensive about going back. That he will make it very difficult for me. That I have to crawl on the floor to ask him to come back. And it was so easy. He was just smiling, and he was like, "Yeah, sometimes we do that, and okay, we will continue." And I was so surprised that it was so easy to come back on this. And it was strange because now that I realize that I have anger issues, when I'm doing meditation, suddenly there are old stories coming up that I really was in my head. It was completely closed, and I was not angry about the person anymore. And suddenly I feel this anger, and everything is coming up again. And after this meditation session, I don't even remember who I was angry about. And I feel like as if it's not about the thing. Like the feeling is there, and I just take anything to be angry about. Like as if the machine is already on, and now it's swallowing stuff. It's very strange.
Yeah. That's one of the very good things that you recognize when you're meditating. Yeah? And then when you come out from meditation, you do not remember. That's okay. Yeah? Normally, it happens a lot in the practice of a meditation. As our mind settles, and then as our mind settles down completely, mind becomes very energetic. Yeah, and then it will grab any subtle things that's subconsciously saved, and it will just come. And whenever it comes, and all the time, and what we have to do is to just now it is there. Yeah, and sometimes it's not easy, and sometimes we will be talking with that figures, talking that stories, and going on with that. But remember, we are still in meditation. Yeah? And then as we come out from meditation, sometimes we do not remember what we were talking, whom we were talking. And that's the beauty of a meditation. And that's how in insight practice, any subconsciously saved those memories or emotions and feelings we call defilements, as it comes, we watch it objectively, and rather than reacting to it, simply responding to it and watching it objectively. With that, every time it comes, we watch it objectively, and later on it hasn't got any energies to continue. So next time when it comes, it doesn't affect to us at all. It won't be any emotions. Initially, it can be very emotional, can torture you, your heart beats, feel tenseness in your heart and like that. But as you begin to watch it objectively, gradually, later on, you will be surprised to see whenever those arises, why I don't have any feelings about it, like that. And then you talk about your feelings in the past, that you didn't have that feeling, something like that. I was told that my heart is like a stone. I don't have any feelings.
I don't have any heart.
So like that. But in fact, there is. Yeah. Only the conditions are not there to sprout. So volcano is waiting the perfect time to erupt. Okay. So, and the practice of a meditation helps us to recognize those. Now, many people think that I am a calm, peaceful, and never be angry person. Before meditation, I was terrible. Yeah? I was absolutely terrible. I even almost killed my brothers, and even smashing things, fighting and those things. I was a gangster, like that. So I was really, really bad. And over the period of the practice of a meditation, somehow gradually it seeps into my heart. And now people see me in a way calm, cool guy. Yeah? And now whenever the anger or different emotions arises, I can catch it immediately. So that doesn't mean I don't have it. I am simply able to catch it the moment it arises. Now, the beauty of meditation is here. The moment when you catch it, you realize, now I have this emotion. Now I have this anger. So immediately you spend your time watching that emotion, and you contemplate on your feelings, your bodily interaction, this chemical change in your body. You watch it and you cools down. And then within a short period of a time, the whole atmosphere changes. So that's why nowadays, when people see me, they even can't recognize that I am angry. So like that. And another story that you mentioned about the kitchen work. Every plumbers, every handymans have a same problem. They will promise this and that, but they will not deliver you according to the promise. It's not only in your country, in Switzerland, here also, America also, everywhere. The beautiful story was, we have this mechanic comes every year, we service here. So he is a plumber. And then one day he had a problem with his roof. So he called a handyman. And he himself normally do not deliver as he promised to others. And now his turn came. And this handyman didn't deliver as he promised. And he became very angry. And yet he didn't realize that he also was doing similar thing. Yeah? So it is everywhere, and everyone just wants to be in that state anyway. Yeah? We all need to bear in mind, take a breath in, okay. Yeah, like that. So
But it's very interesting, because I heard once that when you have somebody who irritates you very much, you have to take him as your actual your master of meditation of the moment. And that's what I try to do, because before I said I have to control the situation, I have to go out of the house, so if he does come when I'm not there and everything. And now I'm just like, well, when he comes, he comes. When he doesn't come, he doesn't come. And so I'm happy when he comes. It will take months until he does the kitchen, but well, that's the way it is.
yeah, that's why I early on even I said that when we try to hide, it becomes more, it grows more. Yeah? So that, having said that, Buddha didn't discourage us to speak. We have to speak, but when we are speaking in accordance with the cause and the reasons, not simply because of our emotions. So we have to say simply because they have to deliver it. But meanwhile, we have to be mindful that what I am saying. About saying and angry, when I tell somebody off, they take it as a joke, because I don't have that angry face and angry voice. People laugh at me when I become angry. Anyway, also thank you very much for your generous donation for the center, Jenny.
Oh,
yeah, thank you. Okay, anyone else? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, just like to say that I heard that once and I really like it when you say we are a human being, not human doing, because we always try to do something, and that I think it's the flaw of humans. But yeah, and I think this time the meditation, of course, we have the thoughts flowing in and out all the time. And each time my mind is like floating over to think about the thought, you are saying something that pull me back into the meditation. I think this time it's easier for me to recognize the thought, but then I don't engage, and then okay, I come back to my breathing and all that. So I think it's much easier this time. And yeah, that's what I just want to share. Thank you.
Good. Yeah. So as we practice gradually, it becomes more easier and easier. Become a familiar the process. So that's why in the practice of a meditation, or any actually, that we have to have a right method, and then a right path, and a right instruction, and more than that, we have to follow correctly. And with this, gradually, one at a time, we will get used to with that. It's like driving a car or learning a guitar. We have to have all these in line, and then we are doing it. At first, even we cannot put our fingers to play guitar. How to spread the fingers for all those lines and notes. But over the period of a time, doing again and again, everything becomes much, much easier. And we will learn and we will know how to play the tunes. So practicing repeatedly again and again, well, definitely we become skilled on it. That's why last session, if you remember, I mentioned about doing repeatedly again and again. It's called anusati, in Pali, called anusati. So doing again. Good. Okay, two. Anybody else want to share or any question on your practice? Hello,
So I
Emma.
just want, yeah, hello. I just wanted to say thank you. This was just so timely, you know, in the situation that we're all in. It's very easy to get very much inside our heads and to be going round and round. And this idea about really trying to, I guess, not observe, but this idea, yeah, as you laid it out, with being trapped in this cycle around the emotions. I think that for me was just incredibly timely, you know. I traveled over the Christmas period and I came back to Switzerland, and I've been, yeah, by myself, as many of us have, but I've been completely by myself for weeks and weeks. And so it's very, very easy to get trapped inside your head in these cycles and round and round. So thank you for the release of that. It was wonderful.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah. Glad that it helps you. Yeah.
Huge help.
Yeah, good. Actually, because of this lockdown, everybody is staying in their houses, in their flats, and I always tell in my talks that now it is time you to ordain by yourself and make your home to be a monastery.
It'd be lovely. Yeah, I keep saying that to myself, but then there's all these doings that have to be done as well.
Yeah. So that's what I said early on. We have to do things because of we are living in this modernity. Everything counted by what you do. In the meantime, we have to spare some time for ourselves, pausing ourselves and stopping ourselves in different ways and different times. Even I have heard the stories that working from home is more difficult than going into the office. So my advice was that just take time. You have a break time anyway, even though you're working from the home. So just take time. You go to toilet, spend there without having any devices. Go to take. Go to the toilets or take a coffee or tea, and then that time again, do not take your devices. Just feel the coffee, feel the water, feel the scent, and feel this taste, like that. Okay. And obviously it will help rather than just trapped into our own thinking and emotions and feelings, unfairness and uncertainty, like that. And again, we have
really.
Yeah.
Oh, I was going to say I did a little experiment actually a couple of weeks ago, and that was really trying to disconnect with lots of things. You know, as you say, there are things that we have to do, and then there's all this other time, and we fill it up with things which can be quite poisonous, really. So I actually took a conscious decision to remove those, and oh my goodness, just 1 week of no news, no this, no that. Two things: it's amazing how much better you feel, and then the second thing is how much more time you have. You don't realize how much time you're taken up with things which are very poisonous.
Yeah. That's good. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah. Okay. Anyone else? Otherwise, we'll go and practice again. No? Okay. Right. Okay. So let's go to the second phase of the practice. Yeah. And in this practice, before we go to the practice, I want to, as already have given this simile about the driving a car. Yeah. When we drive a car, before we learn to drive a car, we have a stress and uncertainty and how you're going to manage all these steering and brakes and paddles and mirrors and like that. But over the period of time when you are practicing it, you began to know how to drive a car. Now, when you're driving a car on the street, on the road, you drive. Because you have known how to drive, you don't have to worry about the gears, you don't have to worry about the pedals, you don't have to worry about the mirrors. You simply drive. And when something happens, you know immediately how to brake, how to change the gear, and then how to stay still. Yeah? So this comes with the practice. And practice of a meditation is also like that. The more you learn, the better you become how to maneuver your senses and your emotions and your feelings. Like when you're driving, suddenly something happens on the road, you stop, you brake and you stop the car and put it into the neutral position, and then stand still. Why we stay in a neutral position? That means car is not moving anywhere. Car is here in this moment now. Yeah? Think about ourselves. Our mind is, we are driving. So the whole car is a physical body, and a person who is driving is a mind. Yeah. So a car is a human being, like the Sujan is a car. Yeah. And a person who is driving a car is Sujan's mind. As we, in our life, we able to stop on the road when something happens, because we know how to break it and then put it in the present moment. Similarly, in our life, whenever we experience different environments, different things happens at that moment, rather than boiled up by the emotions and the feelings, we just put a brake on and stay in the moment now. Neutral position. Learn to keep ourselves in a neutral position. Yeah. And when we keep ourselves in a neutral position, everything becomes wonderful. You will be able to observe everything in a reality beyond your emotions, beyond your feelings. There is no storytelling about it. You're observing everything objectively. So learn to live in a neutral position. Okay? We can't live in our in a neutral position simply because we have exaggerated the situation and we want to fix it, we want to do it, we want to change it, we want to make it like that. And with this, we are never in the now, here and now. Think about the neutral position in our car, and we ourselves is a car, and one who is driving is no one else but ourselves. We have a control, the steering, the gear, the paddle, the mirrors. Okay, and with this we will be able to stay in a neutral position, and that means being here and now. The moment when we are in the here and now, we simply apply this acronym STOP that I've been saying. Seeing it, take your time, observe it, and peaceful mind. Okay, so with this in mind, let's practice again. Right? Take your comfortable position. Okay, so bring your attention to the body. Relax yourself. Bring your awareness to the sitting body. gathering your all attention to this present moment awareness as your body is sitting. And as our body settles down, calms down, our mind begins to observe the bodily sensation due to the breath coming in and going out. Observing that sensation and mentally aware of that. And as mind settles, calms, watching your thoughts if there is, watching any other emotions and feelings. And think of a neutral position. How can you be in a neutral position in the midst of these chaotic situations? Do not be distracted by the mirrors, gears, paddles, situations. These are only helper. Our eyes, ear, nose, tongue, and body are like those maneuvers, are simply there to help us to live happily. Do not be overcome by these. Observing objectively, being mindful, aware of it, then be in a neutral position here and now. We normally look at the world through our thoughts, feelings, and emotions. And as a result of that, it makes even more complicated. Like a dark night, everything becomes dark, gloomy, hopeless. But if we experience some lights there, like when the sun comes out, the whole world simply becomes different. So the pure awareness of ourselves onto these situations, emotions and feelings and environments helps us to see differently. And awareness is like the sun rising above the sky, enlightening all the realities. It transforms our emotions and our feelings. We will not be trapped into our thoughts and feelings and emotions. Every time when you feel dark, gloomy, hopeless, you may spend time simply on your breath, coming back to home base, the body, settling down, grounding yourself. As mind settles, calms, alert, expanding this mind's capability to know things as they are. Mindful every moments, every situations. Whatever you are doing, be mindful of that and do not let carried away by your doing, but just being with that, learning to be with the situation. Whether you are walking, working, talking, eating, traveling, be mindful and recognizing that anything that is making unmindful, anything that is making your emotions and feelings boiled up, minimizing them, if possible, eliminating them. So first, we have to recognize those emotions and feelings and situations. And recollecting our mind to the moment here and now in a neutral position. Restoring your being in that state here and now. And return to the moment, the body and the mind, rather than carried away by thoughts and emotions and trapped ourselves into the cage. But obviously, if your mind is still finding a way to attain the calmness and concentration, do not worry. Just be there, paying attention to the breath incoming, outgoing, rising, falling, spending some time on that. And do not quarrel with your thoughts of the past or the worrying about the future. Whenever these thoughts comes, this worrying arises, simply recognizing them, observing, acknowledging, noting, mentally noting them, and let it be. And return to the primary object, the body, the entire body, and narrowing down to the breath, rising, falling. and different thoughts arises, watching them objectively, observing, acknowledging, noting that I'm having these thoughts, and let go and settle down yourself on this body. Even the emotions or feelings that you are experiencing, make sure that you are not thinking about it or critically thinking on it. Simply aware of that. Accepting, allowing to express, but we become aware, consciously noting and let it be, and back to the moment. And always implying this STOP acronym, seeing, taking your time, observing objectively, and peaceful mind helps you to stay in the present moment, here and now. There is a saying, the moment when you know how to stop, you have arrived. So, you have attained the happiness, freedom, the moment when you know how to stop here and now. So, breathing in, breathing out, rising, falling, aware of anything that's happening. And just learn to stop. Okay, so as you hear the gong, slowly come out from meditation. Okay, so this is the second part, and the last part, kind of this year, I want to kind of give you a homework. Last year, I think I began introducing to be mindful as you woke up. So when you woke up, rather than straight away coming out from the bed, spend few moments. I call it 15 seconds of your own time lying on your bed, feeling the duvet, feeling the warmness, feeling the laziness and all sort of things, and then coming out from your bed and be mindful of your time in the toilet, brushing your teeth or having a shower, like that. So that was a breaking, right? A few things. And then when you go to drive a car, after you start the car, rather than straight away drive away, spend 15 seconds of a pause. And like that. That was a daily practice. So I'm being mindful of all these small activities from the moment when you woke up. Yeah. And this year, I want you to be mindful a little bit more. And that is so spending 15 seconds of mindful lying, feeling the warmness as you lie down, feeling the warmness and duvet, or even you can extend your awareness to your laziness. Oh, I don't want to wake up. I want to lie down more. And oh, there are so many things to be done, like that. So 15 seconds before you grab your mobile phone and watch what's going on Facebook. Right? And you are not touching the mobile phone yet. You woke up and then go to the toilet. Now, after you woke up, come out from the bed. Before you walk away to the toilet, stand. I am telling you that you won't be able to do this. It's really hard. Immediately when you come out from your bed, standing for 15 seconds. 15 seconds. It's terribly hard. And I'm telling you that you can watch from this moment, from tomorrow until next session that we are coming. You can tell me how many days you manage to stand still for 15 seconds after you come out from your bed. You can keep your diary. And okay, on the 25th of January, I managed to do this, like that. Or you may just tick on your calendar, okay, I did it. So you can do that. And this is terribly hard. And then a second, this is the second. Lying down, watching 15 seconds, and a second standing. And then you walk to the toilet for the brushing. Sometimes you may not brush before your tea or coffee. And in that case, again, when suppose you're not brushing your teeth, going for the coffee immediately, feel the cup like this. Feel the coffee in your cup. The warmness and the smell for 15 seconds. For 15 seconds. And this is pretty much easier. We love to smell the scent, the coffee tastes and warmness, and particularly in this winter, we like to hold this, so it makes us warm in our hands and feeling this Wow, wonderful. This is the best time best time of the day that I could have my warm coffee, like that. So you just feel that for 15 seconds like that, okay? This is the little bit extent. And then the third one I want you to be mindful is when you are having a meal, which again, I have told you to do that. I'm not sure whether you have done it or not. After you have a meal, on your table, rather than straight away eating it, spending 15 seconds contemplating on that, watching your desire to eat, watching your desire to grab it, and watching your salivas running through your mouth, like that. So watching, spending that 15 seconds. I'm not asking for 2 minutes. 2 minutes will be deadly. So 15 seconds. Yeah? And that is, and then further on, one more practice is the walking meditation, which again obviously we cannot practice in here virtually. So walking meditation, whenever you are walking somewhere, just try to be mindful of right and left, right moving, left moving, yeah? Right moving, left moving. Even when you are going from bed to the toilet, or from the chair to the toilet, or sofa to the toilet, just watching the right move, right and left, right, left. Even when you are cooking in your kitchen, you can be mindful of your legs too. Okay? So these are some of the practices that I want you to be mindful and keep doing. And I want to hear, particularly after you come out from your bed, standing for 15 seconds, I want to know that whether you managed to do it or not. One thing you need to remember, that mindfulness meditation is remembering to do it. Nothing more than that. Okay? Remember to do it. Okay? So this is, anybody has got anything to ask or any opinion before we practice the last, the loving kindness meditation? No? Okay, good. Everyone is enlightened. Right, okay. Let's practice this loving kindness meditation to wrap up and finish up, and hopefully we'll see you all next month. Whereupon will inform you the date. Okay, so grab your comfortable seat. Okay. So bring your attention to the moment here and now. Spend a few moments on the breath. And reflecting on today's practice, stories and methods and techniques. Just reflecting for a few moments. And bring your attention to the entire body. Feel the sensations in your body and in your hands. So bring your attention to feel your hand. Do not move the fingers, just feel your fingers in your hand. Any sensations, the heat, the cold, softness, hardness, lightness, whatever sensations that you can feel in your hands. And bring that attention to your heart. Feel the beating heart. Now, if you can't feel the beating heart, physically smiling will connect you. So smile and feel the connection with your heart. And as you feel the connection with your heart, allowing you to be happy, allowing you to be free, joy. And mentally telling to yourself, may I be happy. A true feeling from your bottom of heart to yourself, may I be happy. May I be at peace. May I be free from suffering. May I be free from hatred. May I be free from hurtfulness. May I be free from calamities, physical pain and mental pain. And giving a warm mental hug and loving thought to yourself. May I be liberated, liberated. Similarly, sharing loving kindness and compassion to all other sentient beings, starting from near dear one or any particular person that you want to share first. Bring into your mind wishing with a loving thought. Whatever beings there are, visible and invisible beings around you, acknowledging them beyond the room, the house, the community, wherever they are in an entire universe. May they be happy, may they be at peace, may they be free from suffering. May they be free from hatred, hurtfulness. May they be free from ill will, animosity, anxiety. May all beings be liberated, liberated. May all beings be happy. So bring your attention to your hands and to your heart and to your body. And as you hear the gong, The third gong, slowly open up yourself and come out from meditation and reflect for a few moments. Okay, so thank you everyone. May you all be well and happy. Stay safe, take care, and wish you all have a wonderful weekend. And we'll see you sometime soon next month.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank
See you
you very
soon.
much.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.